So today we're going to talk about Workforce 2.0, and it's we have been in this journey of um, data democratization for a long time, and there is no. This is the pinnacle. Um, Agentic AI is the pinnacle of data democratization for every organization, right? It's what every company is aspiring to be an intelligent enterprise. And it was not clear before what that meant, right? I mean, we all had our own theories about what is an intelligent enterprise, but now it's very clear. Intelligent enterprise, it's basically a company that is using AI and especially agents, right? So in the past, we used to say, listen, I'm in a data-driven organization, and that meant to have reports or dashboards and making strategy decisions based on information that was just available for few in the organization. And that is not data driven. That was not true data democratization. But now it's very clear. We need to have agentic AI in 2026, because if you don't start today, you're going to feel the pain tomorrow, because of your competitors are going to get there first. And the AI evolution is not as the other traditional software evolution. AI is like uh, pretty much advancing like dog years, right? I mean, when you have traditional technologies, you have to grind on yourself like a human to build a program, to test it, to design it, etc. And with AI, you're pretty much a superhuman that is accelerating uh, 10x or 7x to achieve your goals a lot faster with the same resources. So basically, this is an unfair advantage what we have today, and we are releasing this first generation of agents that we're calling Workforce 2.0. Why? Because these agents are going to work alongside your resources and are going to amplify their results. Very good. So let's talk a little bit more about, and I'm going to switch here to present not in a PowerPoint presentation, but to go directly into a demo. So we have a solution. We have an agent, and this agent is it's pretty much hosted in BTP. So it's deployed on it can be deployed on your BTP on your premises so that you stay in control. And we're gonna see how it works, and then after that, we're pretty much going to explore why it's working, how it's working, and get into the deeps of it. Very good. So let's start making some questions to this agent. This agent is pretty much trained on inventory. So it's not, you don't have an agent like a human. You don't have a human that is an expert in every single area. You have an agent that is trained on a specific function. In this agent, I'm playing the role of an inventory planning manager. So this inventory planning manager has different tasks that needs to execute on a daily basis. It can answer operational questions, but it can also answer some strategical questions. Let's say, for instance, I'm going to start with a tough one. Based on our open sales orders and incoming purchase orders, what is the projected inventory level for material F226 at plan 1000 for December 2026? This is a very tough question. And of course, it's gonna take it a while, a few minutes, but in the background is processing every single data that is coming from SAP in real time. Like I mentioned, we're gonna go into the details on how it works, but let's start with the benefits. Let's start with the what are we achieving and how does it look like. And this, again, is connected to a database uh, that is getting data from our demo SAP system. And our demo SAP system doesn't have, all of the data that your organization might have. But imagine asking these questions, and that is something that we can actually achieve very, very fast to connect these agents into and plug these agents. And actually, we call it activate these agents in your organization. So we can actually activate these agents in 15 hours with your SAP data. Plug this data in 15 hours. So here we go. We got a response. And it says, based on your current sales orders and incoming purchase orders, this material is on track toward significant surplus in 2026. So it's giving us, some forecasting. In April, we have this amount of units, and it's giving us how much we're gonna get in May based on POs, purchase orders that are pretty much the inflow, and it's also taking into consideration the outflow, right? So we ran it till December, but chances are that you run your inventory forecast every month, and you do that planification every month. We had a lot less data, but this is going to run against your data, no problem. So it's taking in consideration the supply and the demand so that you get an idea. And these numbers were crunched like this. It was super fast, right? Just imagine having to build this report. How many of you have built this report many, many different times from different angles using ABAP or any other technologies, and it takes you forever? Um, so here is another question that I'm going to ask. This is more of an operational question. So the inventory situation, this agent again is an expert on inventory, right? So let's say that you have your customer service department, and your customer service department is taking calls from customers, and you want to ask this question. You have a customer that is on the phone, and he wants to order 500 units of this material. So the question is, do we have enough stock to fulfill this order tomorrow? So we can ask, these type of operational intelligent questions for us to know if we want to go left or if we want to go right. Let's, talk about that for a second. In a traditional company, we have business intelligence, and those were the privileged ones that had access to be data driven because they had fancy, fancy dashboards that were designed specifically for them. Those were the directors, that were the vice presidents, the managers that pretty much had access to a team of developers that are going to build dashboards for them to make strategic decisions. But then the rest of the organization was stuck with a dashboard, an ALV report that they had to go and figure it out, the data, if they wanted to go right or if they wanted to go left. So that is operational intelligence. And a lot of those, you have the strategy, but then the execution is not data driven. At least was not data driven. Now it can be data driven because you can ask the specific question that instead of being buried into a long, long ALV report, you can have that access, boom, using natural language. That is data democratization. All right. So the answer came back, and yes, we can fulfill this order for this specific customer, for this specific material. So it's giving us the details of the plant, it's giving us the detail of the stock that we have in hand, and it's actually flagging us that we have excess stock. So in how does the agent know that we have excess stock? Because it has access to the material master. In the material master, in the view MRP1 and MRP2, we know how much stock is classified as excess of stock. So is because this agent again is an expert on inventory, it has access to the material master, but also has access to all the transactions, all of the inventory transactions that are happening in SAP in real time. All right. So I already asked a couple of questions. Now we're going to ask another question that the agent is not going to be able to respond. But that is okay, because this question is outside the expertise of the agent itself. So the agent is an inventory agent, right? So it's an inventory expert agent. And I'm going to ask a question about um, uh, gross margin. That is not inventory. Wait a second. So what is it going to do? Is it going to hallucinate and reply with something and just make the numbers up? Let's see. It shouldn't, right? Because if you ask ChatGPT or if you ask Claude, these type of questions, because they want to please you. The agents have this nature of being helpers, assistants, and they want to come up with an answer that might not be real. So we better ground them to something that is going to give the agent the capability to say, hey, do you have access to that data or you don't? And if you don't, just be clear and um, just make sure that you answer in an honest way. So it found the customer, but it couldn't it um, oh, no sales data was found for customer. And the reason why no sales data was found is because this agent doesn't have access to that sales data. It has access to the inventory, but this agent is trained that to say that it doesn't have the response. All right. So let's ask another question that that shouldn't give us an answer. So this is about product categories portfolio that are not being buying by customers in a specific industry. So customers in their industry typically similar products. This is like a cross-sell question to keep it simple. So no results. Here we go. Why? Again, because this agent is not an expert on sales. We have another agent though that is an expert in sales, and we're naming these agents. So for instance, this agent is going to be called Orion or Ion here in the US, and another agent is going to be called Atlas. So we're going to have different agents that are going to be trained in different aspects. So going back to our presentation, now you have a sales person that is going to work alongside an agent, and it's going to be unstoppable because it's going to have access to all of these potential, to all of these data. So like I mentioned, we're going to have different set of agents. Some of them are going to be experts in inventory. Another one is going to be expert in sales. Another one is going to be expert in account receivable, and is going to have access, for instance, to the information for customer credit, so on and so forth. So these agents can be activated in 15 hours. And then we're going to have an onboarding process to customize the data to your needs in 120 hours. Do some security checks. Make sure that the agent doesn't go farther than it's supposed to be. This is going to take us 40 hours. So that in total, in 1 month, you can have your agent up and running inside your BTP environment. So you don't have to give up the control. And this agent is very simple to customize. So we're providing hyper-connected data products that are going to be writing data to a HANA database. This agent that I'm asking questions is pretty much using SAP AI Core, which is a product that is part of the BTP. We're not, reinventing the wheel. We're just connecting the dots using One Connect. So we're connecting the dots of SAP AI Core with SAP HANA Cloud. We're moving this data in real time. The data is going through Kafka. So guys, we don't have to send the data to HANA. We can send the data to a Postgres database, to Databricks, to Snowflake, to whatever you want. And the agent is going to work based on the data repository that you have. Very good. So basically, this agent is going to identify the question and go and graph these graph semantics. Let's explain a little bit about these graph semantics. So I just want to go quickly through this. Our solution One Connect is available in the SAP store. It's verified by SAP to move data in real time from ECC to S/4HANA to Kafka, including S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition. So S/4HANA Rise is included as part of the compatibility version for One Connect. All right, so no worries about compliance. SAP already verified us, and you should be in total control. So we're moving data to this Kafka that is already used by 80% of the Fortune 100 companies. This Kafka basically is a streaming engine, and it's open source. So this Kafka pretty much can almost connect to anything. And it's I like to show the website because so you guys see that I'm not making that up. So 10 out of 10 manufacturing companies that are part of these Fortune 100 that are using Kafka to move data. And the company that pretty much created Kafka, it's Confluent. We built the use case data modernization with them. So this is the best solution to integrate these two huge worlds, the world of business operations, that is SAP, with the world of data stream, that is Kafka. And because of that, Confluent decided to invest in us, in Onivex. So we have been, in conversation with a lot of companies because of that. So one thing is data communication, enabling the connectors. And then another thing is what data are we going to move, right? So we have this marketplace of data products where we already have 158, and we're always adding more data products that are pretty much mapping every single business process in SAP. For instance, sales and distribution, quality management, production planning, plant maintenance, so on and so forth. So basically, guys, in SAP, we have, for instance, a sales order. So this sales order is going to have multiple tables, right? The header, the items, the document partners, etc. So all of those tables need to be joined to create the content of a sales order. But we already did the job for you guys. You don't have to start from scratch. What I'm showing you here, it's a photo of something that we call the data modeler. That is something that we built as part of our solution OneConnect. The data modeler, it's a graphical interface that is going to allow you to easily, just using drag and drop, customize your data products. So you're going to have the prepackaged SAP tables and CDS views that are part of a single data product. And then just by clicking this button, insert table, you can add your own tables and your own custom fields. Once you add these custom tables, you only do a drag and drop and then do the join relationships, and that's it. In a matter of minutes, with no code, you can have your custom sales order data product. So we have these, it should move this. We have connectors to move data to Databricks, as we mentioned, also to Snowflake. So basically, you can fully integrate SAP to Databricks, SAP to Snowflake, SAP to HANA, SAP to Postgres database, or whatever you want, Fabric, whatever you want. And we can do it for free in 10 hours. So this is extremely fast. Why? Because we have the connectors, one, and two, because we have the prepackaged data products that you can customize by using drag and drop. Very good. So how are we moving data in real time? What is the mechanism that we're using to push that data in real time out of SAP? We're not connecting to the database. We're not using ODP. So that's why we're in total compliance with the SAP licenses. So in SAP, they have something here that is called the Business Acceleration Hub. Inside this Business Acceleration Hub, SAP has different products. One of them is the S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition, that is also known as Rise with SAP. Inside this S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition, we have events. And these are the events that are going to be triggered whenever there is a transaction or whenever there is an action inside SAP. So these business events basically are described as wrap business events, but also there are board business events. And what SAP says about these business events is that it's a way to support event-driven architectures natively. So no need for extra licenses. You don't have to buy another SAP product to use these events that are going to enable your event-driven architecture and start pushing data in real time. So as it says here, these trigger additional actions, and that can be that to enable consuming applications. In this case, the consuming applications is the data modeler. So the wrap event is triggering an additional action from the data modeler that is going to send data out in real time. That is part of the prepackaged data models that we have there with the sales order and the different tables. Very good. So now we are we have those prepackaged data products, right? Now the agent doesn't understand tables. We need to give that agent a context. And that context is what is going to make the agent not to hallucinate. So there is a format that is called YAML. And I just did a quick search about YAML here in Google. And I just want to show you something. Why is YAML good for agentic AI? And the reason is because it offers a human readable, declarative, and structured format that allows developer to define complex agent behavior, tools, workflow, blah, blah, blah. So basically, the part that I want to highlight is human readable. If it's readable for humans and it's already in a structured format, this can be readable for agents as well, and is highly effective. So we pretty much are translating the data products that are defined into the data modeler. And we're translating those data products that you already defined, that you already customized. Your custom data products are going to be translated into YAML files. And these YAML files are going to have pretty much all of the semantics for the agent. For instance, for a sales order, we have the description of the sales order. We have which are the tables that are part of this data product. We have how this data product is composed of the header, the items, as we saw in here in these prepackaged data products, that we have these different tables, right? The VBAC, the VBAP, with the items, etc. So basically here in this marketplace, I invite you to get into this marketplace, because from here you can simply download the relationships and get the YAML files for you to start using agentic AI in minutes. So here we're establishing the relationships between the tables. This is extremely important, guys. The agent is going to hallucinate if it doesn't have all of the data that in the way that your organization is working. So here we fed the agent with the different tables, how those tables are related, and the different fields that we are using inside organization. This is critical. Not every organization are using the same SAP fields. And one single SAP table has around 200 to 300 fields. How are you going to make aware to the agent which are the fields that you're going to use for each of your SAP standard tables? And how are you going to add your custom tables, right? Because that is going to pretty much answer the right questions and prevent the agent to hallucinate. So this is how we're pretty much solving that problem. And these YAML files hold the key to prevent the agent to hallucinate. We call this the agentic semantic knowledge. Ask. Agentic semantic knowledge, it's pretty much ask. So this is going to give the agent the semantic knowledge to resonate, to be able to be smart around your SAP data and to keep you in control. So we're using this SAP AI core that I show in the diagram, right? And why we selected SAP AI core? Because it's inside the BTP. It's going to have access to all the security features that are out of the box of the BTP. And this is the part that I love. The AI core basically is going to allow you to use any open source framework. So your organization already has data scientists that are expert in pandas, keras, TensorFlow, Prophet, etc. All of those, open source frameworks that are pretty much pushing all of the global AI forward. Every single um, organization that is thriving in AI is using open source. So this is the way that you are going to stay in control of your organization with your custom data. So you're not going to be trapped on somebody else's algorithms that are not going to fit your formula, your secret formula of your custom data, and even to design SAP data products in combination with Salesforce data products or with the IoT data products and create something that is going to pretty much be enabled to respond not just data from SAP, but across different systems. So the agent, guys, in total transparency, the agent is built using LangChain. This LangChain is deployed in BTP Kima, and that's it. So LangChain is the pretty much this open source framework to build agents, and that is the one that is pretty much winning the race in terms of the most popular framework out there to build agents. So with this, we're going to conclude the webinar, and I hope to enjoy it. It's a real framework on how to build, how to evolve your organization, how to make those data products available to answer any question, any business question in your organization that can be activated in 15 hours. And guys, let's remember, we're in a race. This race is to get to be an AI native enterprise. So we have unlocked the secret. Let's start today. Activate your first agent in 15 hours. And from there, you're going to be good to go. And start customizing those agents and scaling your organization and taking it to the next level. Thanks, everybody, for attending this session. And I hope to see you in the next one.
Thank you.